Kingdom Animalia is the new topic we are going to see. We already know that there is a diversity of animals is present on this earth. Okay, there are variety of animals present on this earth, and they are going to be divided. Okay, each and every individual or animal, it is going to divide, okay, according to their behavior, their adaptation. Okay, and all animals, by their adaptation, by their characteristic feature, by their body organization, they are divided into many of the groups. Okay, and basically that is called as the animal classification. Okay, we are going to see the Kingdom Animalia means the classification of animals. Okay, this classification is helps to identify and differentiate the Kingdom Animalia. That means by knowing this classification, we are going to study about the how the animals are dividing and how they are identifying. Okay, before actual starting with the classification of animals, we should know the criteria used for the classification of the animals. How these animals are classified, on what basis these animals are classified. So there are some points which represents the criteria used for the animal classification. You can see on your screen. First criteria is the grades of organization. Okay, it may be cellular, it may be cell tissue, or it may be tissue organ type of grade of organization. That means the animal or organism may be made up of only few cells, then it will be cellular type of organization. If it is made up of some tissues or cells, it is called as the cell tissue level of organization. And if the animal is made up of some tissue and organs, then it is considered as a tissue organ type of grade of organization. So according to this point, the animals may be divided into cellular, cell tissue, or tissue organ type of grade of organization. This is one criteria. Second, body symmetry. That means body symmetry, how it may be asymmetry, it may be radial symmetry, or it may be bilateral symmetry. Okay, now what is the meaning of a symmetry? You can see on your screen types of symmetry, okay, with their diagrams. Okay, there is asymmetry, radial symmetry, and bilateral symmetry is there. Asymmetry means if we separate the animal or organism into two equal parts, the parts of their body will not be same on both the sides. That is called as asymmetry. Bilateral symmetry means you can see the animal, if it is divided into two equal parts, both the parts are as same as to the each other. That means the parts present on right side are same as the part present on the left side. So it is bilateral symmetry. And radial symmetry is there are some of the animals which are in spherical shape or in round shape. So it is same from the radius center to the and to their radius. Okay, so that type of radial symmetry also there in case of spherical organisms. Okay, so this type of symmetry is also responsible for the classification of the animals. Then the next point is nothing but the body cavity. Okay, body cavity means inside there is one cavity, one space is there, that is called as body cavity. According to the body cavity also animals are going to be classified. In that it may be a coelomate, it may be pseudocoelomate, or it may be coelomate. A coelomate means the animals which lacks the body cavity, these are called as acoelomate. Pseudocoelomate means the animals which are having space inside and it looks like that of the body cavity, so these are called as pseudocoelomate. And next is nothing but the coelomate, the animals are having true cavity in their body, these are called as coelomate animals. This is a one type of criteria for the animal classification. After that, germ layers is the next criteria. Germ layers, it may be diploblastic or triploblastic. That means there are layers in each and every organisms. It may be there are in triploblastic, generally human beings are triploblastic, they are having three layers, three germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. You can see on your screen diploblast and triploblast layer. Okay, in triploblast, mesoderm is the third layer, is the second layer, and third is the ectoderm. But in case of diploblast, only ectoderm and endoderm is there. Okay, so this is the germ layers according to which the animals are also classified. And the last criteria is nothing but the segmentation in animals. Okay, it may be unsegmented or segmented. There are some of the animals on their body segments are present, so these animals are called as segmented animals. And there are many of the animals which lacks the segments on their body. Okay, so they are called as the unsegmented animal. So these are some points or some criterias which is majorly used for the classification of the animals. Okay, apart from that, there is another one point is noticed, that animals are classified according to their animal body plan also, how their organization, how their body is made up of, according to which basically animal body plan, there are majorly three animal body plans are there, major three. Okay, in that cell aggregate plan, then blind sac body plan, and then tube within tube body plan. These are the three animal body plans are there. In the first cell aggregate plan, okay, in this body plan, few cells comes together and function for the survival of the body. That means these animals are made up of only few cells. There is absence of tissue and the organs. Okay, so cells perform the function for the animal. Okay, then this it is found in the phylum poriferian animals. Okay, generally you can see on your screen one example of cell aggregate plan is nothing but the sponge, and sponge are nothing but the animals of the phylum porifera. Okay, so cell aggregate plan, it is found in the phylum porifera. Okay, there is a minimum differentiation and division of labor also among these cells. So this is cell aggregate plan, few cells functions. Second is nothing but the blind sac plan, blind sac body plan. In this body plan, the single opening of a body is like a sac. Okay, so body is like that of the sac which is having the single opening, and from this single opening ingestion and ejection takes place. Okay, both the ejection and ingestion takes place through that one single opening. Okay, Generally, blind sac body plan, it is found in the members of phylum Cnidaria. Okay, and blind sac body plan is having a sac-like body. That's why it is called as blind sac body plan. This is the second body plan. Okay. And the third body plan is tube within tube body plan. This is a evolvative body plan. Okay, digestive system is present in the tube-like body cavity. That means whatever the body cavity is present in the body of the animals, it is just like that of the tube. So that it is called as tube within tube body plan. You can see on your screen, fish example is the fish in their body. Its outer structure is also tube like, and in that tube also there is a digestive system which is also tube like. So it is called as tube within tube body plan. The next characteristic is mouth and anus are present at two separate ends of digestive system. We know that in the digestive system, mouth and anus are present at opposite ends. And Annelida onwards, all phyla show this type of body plan. That means we are going to see all the phylums. From Annelida, all the phylums are having this type of body plan. So it is an introductory part. In that we have seen animal classification. For that classification there are some of the criterias. That criterias we have seen. Then animal body plan, three type of body plans we have seen. In that cell aggregate plan, blind sac body plan and tube within tube body plan. Now we are going to see the actual animal classification. First we will see phylum porifera. Okay, we are going to see the 11 phylums. From that first we will see phylum porifera. Okay, the name porifera indicates pori means pores and feron means bearing. That means porifera means pore bearing animals. Okay, the example of this phylum are nothing but Euspongia, Cycon, Eplectella, etc. You can see diagrams of these examples on your screen. Euspongia, Eplectella and Cycon. These are also called as sponges or pore bearing animals. Generally, poriferians, animal of phylum porifera, called as sponges or pore bearing animals. Okay, these are aquatic, mostly marine, but few are freshwater animals. That means the poriferian animals which are included under the porifera, phylum porifera, these are all are aquatic. And in that they are mostly marine, but few are the freshwater animals. Okay, in that the characteristic feature of the animals, the best example of the phylum porifera is nothing but the sponge. Okay, that is Cycon. We can say Cycon. Okay, they are having asymmetrical body plan, or their body is asymmetrical. Okay, they are the best example of the cell aggregate body plan. We have seen the body plan. So sponges are the example of cell aggregate body plan. Okay, these are sedentary animals. That means sedentary means they are fixed. You can see in the diagram that the cycon, it is attached to the substratum, that is a common base. Okay, so cycon or sponges cannot locomote, they are fixed at the substratum. That's why these are called as the sedentary animals. Okay, the special characteristic of the sponges are nothing but, in these animals the presence of canal system is there. We are going to see focus on the diagram of the cycon. You can see on this diagram there is a presence of osculum, ostia, choanocyte are there. Okay, the canal system is there for the water current in the cycon. Okay, what is the functionality of that current canal system? These are nothing but, you can see the some pores on the cycon is there, that is called as ostia, and through this ostia water is entered into the inner cavity of the cycon, and that middle white part is called as spongiocele, that is the inner cavity of the cycon. Okay, ostia, through ostia water enters into the osculum, that is the central cavity, and in the cavity you can see some of the small cells. These are called as choanocytes. Now these choanocytes are very much important, because whatever the water current is there, it is because of these choanocytes. Movement of that choanocytes will pressurize the water to go outside from the cycon. Okay, now when water enters through the ostia into the cycon body, that is in the spongiocele, at the inner side cells of this sponge absorb the nutritive material from that water. Okay, just what we are eating, and we are also absorbing the food. So that's how the cycon is absorbing water through the ostia. Okay, and after absorbing in the spongiocele, it absorbs the nutritive material from that water, and remaining water it is let out of the body from the osculum. You can see on the top one opening is there. Okay, this is called as osculum, and by that osculum the water goes outside. This is called as the canal system. It is the characteristic feature of the cycon, or we can call it as phylum porifera. Okay, and during this circulation, exchange of gases, food absorption and excretory products are going to be released. Okay, and these choanocytes are very much important in this system. Okay, the poriferian animals are reproduced both sexually as well as asexually. Okay, asexual reproduction, it is performed by the fragmentation and gemule formation. Fragmentation means the body is going to be cut, and from each part new individual it is going to be evolve. Gemule formation, there is a bud formation, and from that new animal or organism is going to be reproduced. These animals are having ability of regeneration. Regeneration means they can produce from themselves. That means fragmentation, from each part new animal it is going to be evolved. So regeneration power is there. This is about the asexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction, it is performed by formation of gametes. Male female gametes are going to be formed, and the reproduction is there. The fertilization, it is internal. That means male and female gamete fuses inside the body. That's why it is called as fertilization is internal. And the development takes place through the indirect larval stage. So larval stage is there in case of sexual reproduction of the poriferas. This is about the phylum porifera. The very characteristic features are there. Okay, poriferans are also called as sponges. Okay, they are aquatic, mostly marine, few are freshwater. Okay, they are sedentary animals, they cannot locomote, they are fixed at the substrate. They are having special type of canal system in them for the water current, and through that water current they get respiratory gases, food, and excretory products also. Okay, for this canal system there is a presence of pores on their body called as the ostia. Through the ostia water enters into the body, that is in the spongocyte, where inner cells absorb the food and nutrition and excrete excretory material into that water. That water from a single large opening called as osculum let out of the body. So this canal system is there. Reproduction is sexually as well as asexually. In that, asexual reproduction is by fragmentation and gemelle formation, and sexual reproduction is by gamete formation. The fertilization is internal and development takes place through the larval stage. This is about the phylum porifera. Okay, now in the next lecture we are going to see the next phylums. Okay, thank you.